Good evening. Thank you for joining us for our May 25th, 2021 regular session. We are going to have the invocation this evening by Councilmember Brugge and a pledge to the flag. So if you could please stand.
Dear Lord, as we go about our service to our citizens, I pray that we will glorify you in all things we do. Help us to serve with a positive attitude and to work wholeheartedly like we are working for the Lord. May your favor rest on us and establish the work of our hands. Give us strength, energy, and wisdom to know how to carry out our service well, and help us to be a light to those who are around us each day. We thank you for those who have fought, bled, and died for the rights that have been bestowed upon us and protected by those who have served and are serving still. Protect those who protect our lives, our liberty, and our pursuit of happiness. When we struggle to which way to go or what decision to make, lead us in the path of righteousness. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. We're going to follow the rules of procedure effective December 15th, 2020. Please make sure that your cell phones are silenced. All correspondence for distribution to us should be provided to the city clerk and should include a copy for the city clerk for inclusion into the official record. Our meeting schedule for June will be no meeting on June 1st. June 8th and June 15th we'll have a work session at 4 p.m. June 22nd we'll have a regular session at 7 p.m. And June 29th we have no meeting for the MML Summer Conference. So we do have some appointments tonight. We have an appointment for the Board of Zoning Appeals for Aaron Smith, term to expire May 31st, 2024.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to appoint to the Board of Zoning Appeals Aaron Smith. It's term to expire May 31st, 2024.
Second.
Seconded by Takesha. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Up next, we have some special guests today for the Maryland Municipal League's If I Were a Mayor contest. So before I have them come up, I just want to go over a summary of who's here today. And I have to tell you that this has been the best part of being mayor so far. I got to Zoom with all the fourth grade classes in the city and talk to them about what the mayor does, what I would like to do as mayor, and hear from them as to what they would do if they were mayor. And I'm telling you, if you ever need like a restoring in your faith in humanity, just talk to these fourth graders about what they would do, because it is absolutely incredible. So today we have David Thomas from Ms. Baumgartner's class at Eastern Elementary. David was one of the MML semifinalists for District 8 for his essay. His essay outlined helping people who are struggling with their mental health, especially during COVID. He said if he were mayor that he would open up mental health treatment centers and support for the families who are suffering. David, I loved reading your essay and it was incredible. Thank you. We also have Brianna Kinna, fourth grader from Miss McDonald's class at Jonathan Hager Elementary School. She's receiving the Mayor's Choice Award. Brianna talked about advocating to stop bullying in and outside of our schools, colleges, workplaces, and to tackle cyberbullying. She would advocate to listen to victims and believe them, as well as encourage people to be nice and stand up for each other. Brianna, I hope that all the adults can read your essay when we post them online and follow suit. We need more people with your kind heart. And here joining us via Zoom, we have Malika Evanla. She's a fourth grader from Miss Bromo's class at Jonathan Hager Elementary School. She's also receiving the Mayor's Choice Award. Her essay was about helping the drug crisis by opening up more rehabilitation centers, having counselors in schools teach grades 4 through 12 about drugs and their harmful effects, and how to focus on healthy habits early in life. And I can tell you, as someone whose passion is the drug epidemic, I thoroughly enjoyed reading your essay and hope that we are able to follow suit and pursue some of those outcomes that you'd like to see. So thank you so much for joining us on Zoom. So I have some proclamations for David and Brianna and Michaela. If you guys want to come up. You want to bring your parents, your teachers, principals? Brothers? All right. So I'll start with David. The Hagerstown Mayor and City Council would like to recognize David Thomas, a fourth grade student from Eastern Elementary School, in recognition of being selected as a semifinalist of the Maryland Municipal League's 2021 If I Were a Mayor, I Would essay contest for District 8, Washington County. Our winner and 4 semifinalists were selected in each of the 11 districts in Maryland. Each student had to share their vision on what changes they would like to make in order to improve the quality of life for the residents if they were the mayor. We congratulate David on this special accomplishment and encourage him to continue to set new goals and strive to realize them. Congratulations and best wishes. For Brianna and Michaela, the Hagerstown Mayor and City Council would like to congratulate you from Jonathan Hager Elementary School as a recipient, of the Mayor's Choice Award for the essay you submitted for the Maryland Municipal League's If I Were Mayor, I Would essay contest. Each year, the mayor selects several of her favorite essays from our district. These students are then invited to attend and participate in a Hagerstown Mayor and City Council meeting. Congratulations on your special recognition. We encourage you to continue to set new goals and strive to realize them. So thank you.
Yep. Look at Kristen. Look at
Sure we are.
pictures.
Come on.
He's on his game as always. Yeah.
Good job. There you go. All right. You want to stand by your kid? No? I know.
Okay, here we go. This is the real one. Like good smiles and 1, 2, 3. Okay? Got it.
All right. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You guys join in? You want to stand by? You guys want to come in? Yeah. All right. Good? We good? We're good. Okay.
Okay, here we go. And good smiles, everybody. And 1, 2, 3. Okay?
Congratulations.
Any way you can take a picture like around the TV?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, try that.
Miss Kyle, I'm sorry I said your name wrong, but we'll give you your proclamation when you get back. We're gonna take a picture with you on Zoom.
There you go.
You guys smile. Emily.
Good?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're looking
good.
at everybody. Okay.
I almost wanted to look at her.
Okay, and everybody gets smiles. And 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay?
It is. Emily, she's in Ghana right now. She needs to go to bed.
She needs to go to bed. I was gonna tell her no, she's back. Leica, you need to go to bed. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys up here after, in just a minute. First, we're gonna do our citizen comments. All right, yep, so we have a couple people signed up to speak today. You have 5 minutes. First, we have Michael Stopp. If you could come up and, oh, we don't have a. Okay, then, do you need the mic?
No, the mic's there.
Mike, sir.
If you could state your name and address,
Michael
please.
Stopp, 18 South Mulberry Street. I first want to thank the mayor and the city administrator. In March, they came to my residence, which I rent, on a problem. and it impressed me. And I want to apologize to the former mayor because I left a comment on his website about he should get out of that seat and come out to our neighborhood and take a look at the dumping going on the side of the hospital garage, the old garage, the needles that are being left in the alley, the trash from Sheetz', the trash from McDonald's, and it is horrible right now. Now we're having a problem with the other thing, the drugs. The neighborhood is being overrun. I'm here today to ask you for your help, and I have walked, talked, and a lot of people in this city are wondering what is going on about the trash and everything else. And a good example is 26 Mulberry Street. There were 5 fire marshal cars there the past week. I almost got electrocuted mowing your alley, Matthews Alley. Now, if you want a liability suit, you need to take a look at Matthews Alley because they're coming down the hill at Sheetz' at 100 miles an hour and going straight across South Mulberry to the other side. Now, that's another issue. But this 26 Mulberry property, they started remodeling out of the clear blue sky. It is torn apart so bad that trash is everywhere. It's blowing everywhere. The fire marshals are there. Apparently there was a fire and some drug dealers in there. I hit the wires laying on the telephone pole. You can come over and see the pole. I thought I was going to blow up and the lawnmower was going to blow up because I'm keeping the alley clean. Somebody in the last 4 or 5 years tore up that little alley behind us that goes from Matthews Alley to East Washington Street. They tore it up and left it. I'm over there putting dirt because the cars going down it or the people that live back there are trying to park off the street. They're getting their cars torn. Now, I walk every day from Sheetz' to the Venice. Have you saw the trash that is over those guardrails, you'd be ashamed of Hagerstown. And I can tell you right now that a couple that were married in this city in the 50s from D.C. thought this city looked filthy, and they saw the mess in front of the transit center, a person laying high on the street like this. And I will tell you this, I'm a former drug user. Somebody needs to open their eyes to what's going on. I mean, the stadium's fine, but there are problems right now. People are wondering, hey, what's going on that we're getting a stadium, but the trash, have you taken a look at the trash in the city? I walk from Sheetz' on Eastern Boulevard to my home on South Mulberry. Take a look at what's going on. I'm not here to condemn any of you people. I've never been in here. But I'm telling you there's a big problem, and there's a lot of people out there talking. They're not in here, but somebody up there, and I really appreciate this lady and this gentleman for coming to my home, because my landlord has bitched in this, pardon my French, at this city council for years back, and nobody got anything. But when they came for that gentleman to tell me, man, I'm impressed, they must have been impressed. But I want you to take a look, come over in our neighborhood and take a look. All hours of the night, people running out of a building on the corner, and I'm going to tell you, the barber shop over there on East Washington, thank God you have them there because they keep that corner clean during the daytime. But in the night, we have people 2:30, 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, changing clothes, getting out of cars, parking. The church is aware of the problem. The gentleman that's the treasurer, who is a Frederick cop, him and I have communicated, they have cut people's cameras, wires, Matthews Alley. So I'm here to ask you, I'm not here to condemn any of you, and I'm not here to cause trouble, but somebody needs to wake up and take a look at the trash, because it's terrible. And I lived in San Francisco for 12 years, and I never saw a mess like this. So I'm not here to make you all gloomy, and I'm willing to help. But you need to take a look in our neighborhood to start with. Because I'm telling you, I went right to the Sheetz' top because I was up in Altoona when Sheetz' started. And I went right to the top, and baby, they went to work over there. I mean, there were people and men in dresses running around begging money. I mean, come on. I know the cops are low right now, but those gentlemen are over there day after day after day after day. Ambulances are hauling people. People that are on the ground are getting up and coming back out of the emergency room, and they're picking them up 2 hours later. So I'm here to ask you, and I have plenty of people behind me over there, for you all to take a look at this. And I'll shut up now. I've said enough. I'm really not one to come here. but I hope you'll take a look at it and take a look at this city, because right now it's filthy. And I walk. And I have pictures if you'd like to see them, but I think the best thing is your own eyes. And I'm telling you, right here at this Reformed church, it's a disgusting mess when I saw human defecation on the sidewalk and all these people laying over there passed out. I was a drug abuser, and that is a drug problem that needs to be taken care of. In my neighborhood, I mark your words, someone's going to get shot this summer and there's going to be trouble. And that never happened. This started in the past year, what's happening, and it's not white, black, it's it's going on. So that's all I have to say. You'll probably never see me again unless something's not done, but I'm here as your friend, and I'm willing to help. There you be.
Thank you.
Mr. Hopkins. Thank you.
Mrs. Dawes.
Can I address that? I'd like to address it, but I can wait till citizen comments. Should I
Huh?
wait? I would like to address some of that, but should I wait till citizen comments?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, till our comments.
Council.
Yeah, sorry. All right, up next, we have James Devine. You could come up, state your name and your address, please.
Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, good afternoon. How are you all today? Now, if I was mayor, I would probably resign because of the difficulties of the job. But I come to address a couple issues before the City Council. I was wondering if the City Police Department has body cameras.
Yes.
And also, do they have drone systems?
Yes.
Yeah, because say they don't want to get close to a house, they could send a drone in to look out and observe. The drones are very important in police procedures, I think. And if you don't have them, you should get them for the police department, train them on how to use them. Because it would help them in their enforcement in order to go into an area and look at it without actually being there. Without putting themselves in a bad situation. And then I come to talk about the trees in Hagerstown. If you could go along some of the curbs and make sure the trees are trimmed up about 10 feet from the curb, up height-wise, because I have a van that's about 10 feet high, and when I pull into the post office, the trees are actually hanging over the curb, and they're scraping the side of my van all the time. And I have some nice paintings on the side of it, but that's regardless. But you know, if you could see that some of those trees are trimmed back a little bit, and also some of the roads in Hagerstown, if you could make sure that they're clean, even if they're not bike paths, that some of the roads are cleaned off so when bikes do go through them, there's not a lot of trash and stuff on the roads. And then I'd like to talk about the pool. After the first day of the pool, the pool system becomes almost a pee repository. And that's because urine interacts with the chlorine in the pool, and it develops into acidic water, which is actually what burns your eyes. And I was wondering if the City Council could consider maybe during the summer draining the pool once, maybe twice to clean it and refill fresh water. And then the noise of the cars and the radios in town, I think it's something that has to be addressed, because I hear vehicles going up the street that got what's called glass packs or no mufflers on them. Even motorcycles, they've took the ballast out of the motorcycles, and they sound like firecrackers going up the street. It's just a lot of noise. Also the radios, that, especially in the summertime, people have their windows down, and the noise is just unbelievable coming out of vehicles. I was wondering if the city could do more to enforce that. And then I have a complaint with on Commonwealth and Frederick Street. When you're coming down, there's an AMVETS that sits right on the corner, Commonwealth and Frederick Street. They have this big sign that sits right up on the curb. And when you come down Commonwealth, you can't look up this Frederick Street to see traffic coming down the street. And last year I asked them if they could move the sign back a yard or two, and I was told no, that wasn't going to happen. And even the bus drivers coming out from the Commonwealth, the personnel that drives the school buses, They cannot look up the street. When they come down to Commonwealth, they cannot look up Frederick Street and see the traffic coming down the street because of that sign. Now, if they could move that sign back a yard or two, it would be able to allow people and the bus drivers to be able to look up the street to see traffic coming down the street. So I was wondering if you could address that issue. And also, for the security of Hagerstown, I know they have cameras set up. And if the city could put more cameras up in the street, and actually there's a computer program that's developed for military drones. But what happens is, on the camera, they can identify an object, like a vehicle, and that camera and that computer system can go ahead and track that vehicle wherever it's going, wherever the camera system's set up. And if the city council consider installing something like that, if there's a scene or an accident or a vehicle or a person, they could go onto that video computer system, identify that person, and the computer would actually track them through the cameras in the computer system. And it would help the police department in order to locate people or locate subjects or vehicles. And also, the city should really consider investing more in electric vehicles, because electric vehicles are the future. And I know because the amount of money you probably spend in gas and maintenance and oil, things like that, electric vehicles would help save a tremendous amount of money for the city. And that's about it.
Thank you. And just for the record, can you state your name and address, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's James Devine, Post Office Box 2217, Hagerstown, Maryland.
Thank you, Mr. Devine.
Okay, thank you. You have a good evening.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right, up next we have Allison Washington. If you could come up and state your name and address, please.
Hi. I would introduce myself, but I know most all of you, but I am Kristen. I own Captivated Culture, which came about over the pandemic, and I am here to introduce Allison and Mark Washington with a new business concept that is coming to Hagerstown.
I want to start off by thanking everyone for their time this evening. We're really excited to present our new business. I have been a hospice nurse in the community for the past 6.5 years, and though it has been a very rewarding job, there's been something missing in my life, and that is Socialite Studio. So you can compare the studio to a small production studio. We're going to have small areas, rooms that are of various themes, where people can create photography, videography, hands-free, while interacting with the art that we have created in the studio. We feel that this is going to be a landmark in Hagerstown. We think that we are going to be providing Hagerstown with entertainment, art appreciation, creative interaction, and community connection. We have many and various plans of giving back to the community, one of which that I'm very excited about is our money room, which you can create content in, but we are requiring everyone that comes in that room to donate $1. And those dollars at the end of the quarter, we are going to donate and match ×2 to the Wounded Warriors.
So I pulled a little bit of research because when we got together and started talking about this and bouncing ideas off of each other, a huge aspect was not only to draw in tourism, but to also reconnect and bring together our current community, especially coming out of the pandemic. How can people reconnect with each other and interact with art? So these studios are not new. They are all across the world popping up. And the amount of tourism dollars that it brings is pretty sustainable to keep cities alive. And that's why they started popping up everywhere. So I pulled just a little bit of research that I wanted to share with you. The selfie culture influences the visitors of fine arts exhibitions and museums, driving the urge to take a selfie in front of the work on display. What this does is adds value and appreciation to the art. And what do we have here in Hagerstown? Amazing artists everywhere. They're painting the city all over. So our idea is to take all of those artists and have them create in the studio along with Allison and create a place where people can come and connect with each other.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, for the record, can you state your name and address?
You want the business address or the?
Sure.
Okay, Allison Washington, Sweeney Drive, Suite 7A.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Was there anyone else that would like to speak tonight for citizen comments? No one else was signed up? Okay, all right. Brianna and David, would you guys like to come up here? All right. Malika, can you hear us?
Yes.
Do you have the portion about the minutes to read?
Can you please repeat that?
Do you have the written portion about the minutes to read to us?
No, I don't think I do. Is it the, wait a minute. I don't think I do.
All right. Can you say this? Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Madam Malika, I hereby move for the approval of minutes as presented for the mayor and council meetings held on April 6, 2021, April 13th, 2021, April 20th, 2021, and April 27th, 2021.
Second.
Seconded by Bob. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Up next, we have the consent agenda. Marilla, would you like to read this one?
I need a motion for the approval of the consent agenda.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that all the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
Seconded by Tiara. Any discussion?
Any discussion?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And opposed?
Motion carries.
I do have one thing to say. I wish our other mayor was soft-spoken as you are.
I bet you do. Motion carries. All right, up next, we got to read the long one. You ready for this? All right. Read. Approval of an ordinance.
Approval of ordinance, amend the city code by repealing and reenacting chapter 140, the land management code.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the mayor and city council approve an ordinance to amend the city code by repealing and reenacting chapter 140, land management code. The reenacted land management code includes the 2020 package of annual revisions finalized by the mayor and city council. This reenacted version of the land management code shall be known as version 3.7.
Second.
Keisha, any discussion?
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Motion carries.
Good job. All right, we have this one.
Approval of an ordinance, acquisition of 441 South Potomac Street.
Mr. Mayor, I hereby move to approve an ordinance authorizing the purchase of property located at 441 South Potomac Street for $162,000. The property contains approximately 1.8 acres, which shall be subdivided from the larger CMD parcel. The mayor and city council wish to acquire the property for the purchase of a building, a headquarters for the city's fire department, and a fire station. The funding for this land acquisition will be from FY '21 general fund transfers.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Motion carries.
All right. So I'll go ahead and read, under new business, we have some ordinances, so I'll read them, and then we're gonna switch back and forth. You guys can say, any discussion, and then all in favor, all opposed. Good? All right. So under new business, we have introduction of an ordinance to accept donation of real property from MKS Development Company.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the introduction of an ordinance to accept a donation of real property from MKS Development Company, the parcel comprising of a stormwater management facility containing 4.9 acres. The city will reconstruct and retrofit the facility to obtain approximately 20 acres of water quality credits, as required by our MS4 stormwater permit issued by the state of Maryland.
Second.
Seconded by Takesha. Malika, are you still there?
Yes.
All right, this one's on you. Are you ready? Say, all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Any opposed?
I say motion carries 5-0.
Motion carries 5-0.
Good job.
Good job.
Next, we have approval of a memorandum of understanding with the Washington County Free Library for a Story Walk Trail.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to authorize the mayor to execute a memorandum of understanding with the Washington County Free Library for the creation of a story walk trail in City Park. I further authorize Parks Division staff to install the panels as supplied by the library.
Second.
Seconded by Tiara.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Motion carried.
Good job. All right, approval of a memorandum of understanding with the Maryland Department of Transportation for City Park Train Hub locomotive restoration and pavilion replacement.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to authorize the city to enter into an agreement with the Maryland Department of Transportation on behalf of the state of Maryland to receive a grant in the amount of $396,000 with a city match of $139,000 for the restoration of the 202 steam locomotive and the construction of a new pavilion to shelter the locomotive.
Second.
Seconded by Shelley.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Motion carries.
All right, approval of a memorandum of understanding with the Maryland Department of Transportation for traffic signal upgrades at Eastern Boulevard and Frederick Street.
Madam Mayor, hereby move to authorize the city to enter into an agreement with the Maryland Department of Transportation on behalf of the state of Maryland to receive a grant in the amount of $228,000 with a city match of $72,000 for the reconstruction of the traffic signal at the intersection of Eastern Boulevard and Frederick Street. Funded by the Safe Routes to School program, this project will replace outdated equipment and add pedestrian countdown signals and make the intersection fully handicap accessible.
Second.
Seconded by Tiara. Malika, this one's on you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Say, any discussion?
Any discussion?
All in favor?
Aye.
All,
Aye.
Any opposed?
any opposed?
Motion carries.
Motion carries.
All right, approval of Invest Hagerstown City Center redevelopment grant application for 49 and 37 Jonathan Street, City Sprouts LLC.
Madam
I'm
Mayor.
reading the next one. Somebody else.
I know,
read
I
this
wanted to read the next one.
one. No, I'm
Waiting.
doing the next one. You do this one.
Madam
Okay,
Mayor,
fine, I'll do this. You want to do this one?
Madam Mayor, hereby
Madam
move to
Mayor,
You do this one.
Someone. I hereby move for the mayor and city council to approve the attached Invest Hagerstown City Center redevelopment grant application for the renovation project at 49 and 37 Jonathan Street with total project cost of $690,000. Staff are authorized to issue a letter of commitment to City Sprouts LLC for a grant in the amount of $230,000 with a project completion deadline of July 1, 2022. No funds will be dispersed until staff have verified that all work in the development plan is completed to the city's satisfaction and the total project cost expenditure requirements have been met. Funding for this grant will come from the Invest Hagerstown line item in the Economic Redevelopment Fund.
Second.
Seconded by Takesha.
Any discussion?
I look forward to seeing this development come to fruition, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right. Up next, we have the approval of grant to Gideon Properties for the Holly Building renovation project at 72 West Washington Street.
Madam Mayor, the mayor and city council direct staff to approve a grant of $750,000 to Gideon Properties for the Holly Building renovation project at 72 West Washington Street. The project will create 46 modern apartments with luxury amenities, and the new investment from the project is estimated at $11 million. The grant will be administered using guidelines that are generally consistent with the Invest Hagerstown program guidelines, and the full terms and conditions of the grant will be outlined in a financial incentive agreement to be separately approved by the mayor and city council. Funding for this grant will transfer from the Invest Hagerstown line item in the Economic Redevelopment Fund, paid from 3 fiscal years beginning in fiscal year 2022.
Second.
Seconded by Takesha.
Any discussion?
So I just want to make a comment, because I know folks are going to see this motion after we deliberate on it and read about it either way, whichever it goes. And I will only say this, one, and I know that the proposed developer is in the audience this evening, I'll say that I expect that you will live by the good faith efforts that you've made and the commitments through this process to date. And two, it's obviously my hope that we will have as successful a project as you have been able to deliver on the 2 prior buildings. Because the reality is, at the end of the day, I think everybody sitting here understands that this is a gamble. There is no illusion of that. But we have 2 choices. We can sit and we can stare at these buildings indefinitely and wonder who's going to come about, who's going to take that leap of faith forward to reconcile the degradation that they have now found themselves in and acknowledge that these buildings are way too big of a commodity in our downtown for any single person of any single effort to accomplish the renovation of. And so I hope that it does come to fruition, I expect, and I wish you good luck in that endeavor.
Ditto.
I just want to say thank you for believing in this city, probably more than anybody I've ever met. So really, best of luck. And we believe in you. We believe in you. So yeah, we all want to see this come to fruition.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, approval of on-call electrical maintenance services contract July 1, 21 to June 30th, 22.
Madam Mayor, who moves the mayor and council to authorize and approve the renewal of the on-call electrical maintenance contract for the contract term of July 1, 2021 through June 30, 2022. This is year 3 of 5 optional 1-year renewals. MEC Inc. pricing is as follows. Regular hourly rate 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, $55 per hour. After hours rate Monday through Friday, $82.50 per hour. Weekend rate $82.50 per hour. Holiday rate $110 per hour. Material markup on supplies 10%.
Second.
Seconded by Bob. Looks like we lost Malika for a second, so you say any discussion?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, ratification of an emergency procurement, emergency demolition of 110 and 112 North Cannon Avenue, Hagerstown, Maryland.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the ratification of an emergency procurement for the demolition of 110 and 112 North Cannon Avenue structure. The structure was in a state of progressive structural collapse and was deemed to be unstable by the chief code official. Staff ordered the demolition of the structure to eliminate the threat to public safety. The city did seek several contractors for quotes, and Allegheny Wrecking provided the only quote. Allegheny Wrecking of Hagerstown, Maryland completed the demolition work. The cost of the demolition work performed by Allegheny Wrecking was $13,900. The work performed at this property was paid from the property abatement account.
Second.
Seconded by Tiara.
Any discussion?
Just a comment. As I say often, the immediate removal of these structures that we recognize exist on just about every block in our community is an immediate improvement to that neighborhood. So every one of these we find, I think we need to expeditiously remove.
Any further discussion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right. City Administrator comments.
Madam Mayor, just two things. The first would be that this Friday is our fourth Friday of Imagine Hagerstown in University Plaza, 5 to 8 p.m. The Kelly Bell Band will be highlighting. Most of us are familiar with the Kelly Bell Band. And opening up is Ash the Artist. So hopefully the weather stays nice and we'll have a good time in University Plaza. Second thing, I'd like to wish Robert Mock, one of our public work employees, and his family our condolences on the passing of his mother recently from COVID. He's in our thoughts. That's it.
Thank you. Councilmember McIntyre. Oh, sorry.
It's okay, I don't have anything.
Councilmember Martinez. Councilmember Burnett.
I always bring up the holidays. I wish everyone a happy, safe Memorial Day weekend,
yes.
and if you're home on Monday, enjoy the day off. That's all.
Councilmember Brucci.
So speaking of Memorial Day, Sunday we'll celebrate it with celebrations all across Washington County. And the one at 1:30 will be at the Circuit Courthouse at the corner of Jonathan and Washington, held by the American Legion. I hope that you can attend. It's a great way to honor our veterans and to remember all those that have given the ultimate sacrifice for us.
Thank you. Councilmember Alshire.
Just one comment, and it's a little bit late. I was unable to make it last week. I got called out during council comments, and it's actually probably more appropriate with the young folks that are here this evening. But anyway, I wanted to thank you all for carrying out that duty this evening and for writing the essays. And just wanted to make a note that last week's shirt was a bet with my children. I convinced them that that was a timeless article, and they bet I would not wear it in a public meeting, and so I was $30 richer when I got home.
Did you show them the comment? People were like commenting, like how great they loved the shirt. I was like, what in the world is going on?
I just wanted to take a second to address some of the comments that were made during citizen comments, especially regarding trash. So we high level talked about it last week, but last Tuesday we had a several-hour-long planning session with this body and with staff. And we went over what issues were important to us, what we're seeing in our community, what we'd like to accomplish. And we also went over the community survey results that we both mailed and had online. We will be presenting an overview of the community survey results on June 8th, and then we are planning as a body what our goals are. And I can tell you one of our #1 issues that we recognize is trash. It's a battle that we always have in this city. We're very densely populated. It just is what it is. So we're going to organize some community cleanup days. We're going to try to challenge the community to come out with us personally and help us clean up our neighborhoods. I live on Summit Avenue. I live here in Hagerstown. We all do. I walk every day that it's nice out in every different neighborhood of this community. I see it for myself. So please trust me when I say we don't have our blinders on. We see it. We want to do something about it. Our Parks and Rec Department clean up trash every single day, all day. And, they're very underappreciated, but they work very hard. So we recognize that's an issue, and we're going to work hard to try to clean up the community and make this a place that everyone wants to live. Regarding the drug epidemic, this is something that I ran on. It's the most important issue to me because it's my heart's work. I see it every day. I have people call almost every day asking for help, and I can promise you that our health department is working their tails off trying to solve this issue. This is not a Hagerstown issue. It's not a Washington County issue. It's a nationwide issue. COVID has made it significantly worse. Unfortunately, all we hear about in the press is COVID. And we forgot that we also have a raging drug epidemic, and it's kind of got pushed to the background. So there are people working very hard every single day. We're going to bring them in and have more of a solutions-based approach moving forward. So we're going to bring in the health department, bring in the different providers, so they can update the community on what they're working on, what we as a city can do to help, and what we as citizens can do to help too. So trust me, we share in those same concerns. A lot of us. Yeah. I mean, there are nights that I don't sleep because of phone calls that I get, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt that every single person on this up here has experienced that same thing. So we all live in Hagerstown. We all want to make it better, and we all ask the community to help join us in these projects and make Hagerstown the area that we all want to see it. So I appreciate your comments. We're right there with you. So with that, Mr. Mayor, Madam Mayor, do you have any mayoral comments you'd like to add? Madam Mayor up there? All right, well, we're going to adjourn twice because you're going to hit this cool thing here, all right? So you first.
Oh, yes. All right.
We're adjourned.
Speak softly, carry a big stick. Yep.
All right.